Eskom says Koeberg Unit 2 had to be shut down after an unplanned trip. It said it had established that it is safe to initiate the startup process for Koeberg Unit 2 and that the unit is expected to be reconnected to the national grid. Eskom says the trip did not necessitate the implementation of load shedding, but says generation capacity remains constrained.
Unit 2 of the Koeberg Nuclear Power Station experienced an unplanned and untechnical trip while operating at full capacity. Koeberg Unit 2 was inadvertently tripped during the execution of work on Unit 1, which is currently offline for work to be conducted as part of its long-term operation program. Unit 2 was safely shut down in accordance with its protection protocols, ensuring continued stability and security. Eskom has since established it is safe to initiate the startup process for Koeberg Unit 2 in line with standard operating procedures, and Unit 2 is expected to be reconnected to the national grid within 48 hours.
Energy expert Chris Yelland says any loss of power generation capacity at a time when Eskom's generation capacity is under pressure is threatening the return to load shedding. He says to be without 1,800 megawatts of power from a reliable power plant places the burden on the remainder of the generating units.
For the loss of 900 megawatts out of the blue unexpectedly, brings us closer to the edge. Of course, you don't want to go into load shedding until it's actually necessary, because there's a cost to the economy of load shedding. And it is actually, even though it is very expensive to run the open cycle gas turbines, it's even more costly to the economy if we run into load shedding. So they are doing everything possible, I guess, to avoid load shedding. But, depending on how long it takes to restore unit number 2, and they do say it's going to be about 48 hours. But again, this depletes the so-called emergency diesel reserves.
Eskom says it has started returning Unit 2 of Koeberg back to service, and it will be synchronized by midday on Tuesday. Gloria Sefako Musi, SABC News, Johannesburg.